Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is still Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. Okay, so what happened and what kind of freaks are crawling out of the woodwork? Well, JP Morgan again. Oh, yeah. We're going to have to talk about that. But before we get to the freak show, well, it's all a freak show. Let's talk about this market. A nice rally on Wall Street. Stocks did well despite the fact that crude oil remains under pressure. Once they get crude oil to turn around, and they will, there is no doubt in my mind at all that they're going to prop up crude oil by some mechanism here. You know how this works. That's really going to feed the market, and we're going higher. Now, let's talk about silver. Silver today really took off, put on over 3%. Gold put on a nice gain. Cryptocurrencies are still holding their own here. And I want to talk more about Bitcoin and JP Morgan in just a moment. But just hold that thought for now. You got the 10-year yield. People, it's beautiful. It's in a beautiful spot. Why? Because the market knows the Fed is buying it all. The Fed will continue to buy it all. And once the market realizes that what the Fed is doing now is nothing compared to what is coming, okay, that this isn't even the beginning. It is not even the beginning of what is going to happen here. And central banks around the world are coordinating their efforts. They're all doing the same things at the same time. Imagine how surprised I am. Oh yeah, you can't imagine. The dollar today, weaker. This dollar is an issue. Obviously, for the middle class, people at the lower rung here, it's and we haven't even begun to see the dollar crater. I mean, nothing. As a matter of fact, the dollar, in my view, is so massively overvalued at this point that the potential here for the dollar to literally fall off of a cliff rapidly continues to rise as the Federal Reserve continues to go absolutely wild, ballistic, printing cash out of thin air like there's no tomorrow. And we have our policymakers calling for more debt. I mean, nothing in the world, nothing on this earth or off the earth could possibly make a central bank more happy than hearing, so-called leaders or policymakers calling for more debt. You can't make this stuff up, but that's the environment we are in. We went from the last one calling for a weaker dollar. You can't make that up either, but, our last president did repeatedly say the dollar was too strong. And he got cheers for it. Yay! The Fed's got it wrong. Weaken the dollar. Duh! Bunch of freaking retards out here. But anyway, you haven't seen anything yet. You know that scenario. So that's the scene today. Nice rally on Wall Street despite the fact that crude oil cratered. Hold the thought here on cryptos. I want to talk about that in a moment. Silver doing well, gold doing well. You know, the deal is very simple. I just outlined for you what central banks are going to do, and you know that if you have followed my blog. I've nailed it to the wall. So I'm telling you here and now to continue to bet against the debt, to continue to become your own central bank. And yes, that includes cryptocurrencies along with precious metals. Now let's talk about JP Morgan. JP Morgan, who has not one time been right on Bitcoin, not one time ever has JP Morgan been right on Bitcoin. They are now warning that Bitcoin could be close to a substantial crash. It could be as high as 50%. Well, you know what? Let me say this. If, in fact, Bitcoin falls 50%, you know what this guy will be doing? I will be buying a lot of it. And I would imagine that institutions will be doing the same thing, hedge funds, and JP Morgan too. And seriously, I want you to consider what I just said. Never once without exception, not one time, has JP Morgan nor its CEO, Jamie Dimon, been correct on Bitcoin. So are they going to be correct here that Bitcoin is about to crater 50% more and it's going to drag the rest of the cryptocurrencies with it? How about Greg Mannarino says, no. Look, it could fall, and I don't give a damn what it does. I don't care. I told all of you, the only way this guy is going to change his perspective on Bitcoin and or any of the big cryptocurrencies is two ways. Number one, they regulate it. There's some kind of regulatory legislation that actually makes it through. I don't think that's going to happen. Number two, the Treasury here takes action against Bitcoin because it's being used in criminal activity. No, the dollar is not being used for criminal activity. Oh, no. No, it's Bitcoin. Can't make this up, people. It's impossible to do. I don't care what kind of twisted reality you may live in. You can't make it up. There's just no way to do it. So anyway, I can't take it sometimes because it's just too stupid. When things become too stupid, I freak out. I really do. And sometimes I do. You know that I do. That's why with the duh and everything else, it's astonishing to me. Anyway, so look, let's just summarize here real quick. Today we had a market with a nice rebound. Is the selling over? We'll see. It depends on crude oil to a large degree. The 10-year yield is right where it should be. Market likes it here. The US dollar, weaker. Oh my, weaker dollar. Very bullish for the stock market. You know that. But crude oil is the missing link in this unholy trinity. They prop up crude oil. The market's going higher here. Okay, now the market is still grappling with the prospect that consumers are hurting. Inflation kicking in. Oh, this morning we heard that it's going global. Duh. Okay, so we have inflation to deal with, and we have corporation after corporation after corporation now saying, oh, no, we are not going to absorb higher prices. You are. So the market is kind of grappling with that, saying, hold on a minute, how much more can the consumer take before the consumer implodes? Well, the consumer is imploding. It's the well-off, it's the rich that really are supporting everything. The middle class is being wiped out systematically by design every day. Every day we are seeing more and more people who used to be in the middle class falling right down to the lower rung. Just like I have explained would happen, people, since time immemorial. I've told you this. I've warned about this. I've told you do everything you can in your power to try to claw to the upper rung of society here. And unfortunately, most people are going to get caught blind, or already have got caught blindsided by the scamdemic, what it's really all about. They still believe that this is just some accident, that this thing was released and now is enveloping the earth, and the stories that are being put out that it's getting worse despite the fact that the people are getting vaccinated. Now a third shot is coming. You can't make this stuff either. Can't make it up. It's a freak show of truly, no, it's beyond a freak show. It's a shit show. We got to find a new word between, freak show and shit show that would actually fit better into the scenario that we are in, because it's literally off the freaking Richter scale. All right, people, so that's about it. I think I've covered the points today, what we need to look out for, and how. All right, look, I want to take a poll here or something. How many of you believe that JP Morgan's warning on Bitcoin about to crater is correct? Keep in mind, they've never been right, ever, once, with regard to Bitcoin. It's an amazing thing to me to watch, to hear. But again, think about this. What major bank would want you to be in anything else but the dollar? So they're going to try to scare you out of Bitcoin. You understand? They want and need you in the dollar. Period. The end. So that should really make it clear to you as to what the real motivation is here. Anyway, all right, people, that's it. Please share this video. Get it out there. This guy right here loves you a lot, and I mean that from the heart. And I will see you in the morning.